Mario toy. It walks, it talks, it says... Each one comes in its own crystal ball. Collect one, collect them all. Be the first one on your block to own the amazing new mini Mario toy. Hurry before they're all sold out. Hurry, buy one, buy them all. Buy them all. Buy them all. Buy them all. Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Hey everyone, this is, well, it's me, I guess. Not really Mandy Master anymore. I haven't done any, projects, like, alone in a while. I was once going to get to this game after doing Donkey Kong 94, I think it was. I forget which year it was. And I thought that this game was really like a showstopper back in the Game Boy Advance days. I thought I really love this. This is like one of my favorites back then. I think I'm just repeating myself now. Let's get in. Anyway, underrated. I think that besides this, like, there's another Game Boy Advance game that I think is a little underrated, being Yoshi Topsy Turvy, if you guys know about that game. I guess I can see that game because I've heard that it's really hard to record with, and like, I can see it. But this game, I'm surprised it doesn't get more recognition, more love. I think while it doesn't have the best controls, it's sort of a puzzle game, and sort of the challenge in it comes to the controls. I haven't even started the game yet. Let's get started.
What's going on here? Oh, mamma mia, tutto arrabbiato. Let's get going.
Anyway, in this game, there involved stars in every level, and I'm gonna go through them all. And I'm probably gonna do one world per video. At the beginning of each level, they give you a bit of an instructional, either control-based, or just how the mechanics of some levels work. The main difference between Donkey Kong 94 and this game is, well, I mean, I guess a few things, but one thing is the use of these switches here, these colored switches. There's red, blue, and yellow, which I don't think you'll see in this level. But what it can do is, it could change the path of, or like which blocks are technically active at the time. And it either changes the gameplay, or can let you go through some places that you're not meant to go through, but you need to get to advance. I'm not really good at commentary in general. I've sort of noticed that over time. You know, I gotta say that, some of the reasons I like this game is, one, just the puzzle element to it. I think it's really creative. I think that, you know, it's not, like, particularly deep in its puzzle elements, but it has a charm. I think that the later games in the Donkey Kong, or the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series, I don't think they do this game justice, mostly because they're, like, not even really, they don't even have the same gameplay. I think you may have seen those. I mean, I think they're starting to really milk it now when it comes to the mini Marios and And they're using a lot of stuff on the they're using a lot of stuff with the amiibos apparently. What? Wait, what? Okay, the hammer did not go down as I ran into that guy. I would continue, but if you look at the timer, it's a lot smaller, or there's less time than I had when I came into the second half of this level. Anyway, have I mentioned the thing about this game is that there are two parts to the level, unlike Donkey Kong 94. The first half of the level is getting the key to the door. The second half is just collecting the Mini Mario. It's significantly, like, easier to do in general, because it really just involves getting there. However, the fact that there are presents and stuff, you still have to collect them in order to get the high score here. And there are usually, not really usually, sometimes there are 2 presents in the first half and 1 present in the next half. Sometimes there's just 1 and then 2 in the second half. Depends on the level. Anyways, you see now I have like over 200 seconds where when I died and restarted the second half of this level, I only had like 120 seconds starting off. And what it actually does is, depending on how much time you had left in the first half of the level, it will take that time and add it to a set timer that it has for the second half. So, in the second half, there's 120 seconds in this level, and it showed... Ooh, nice. In the second half, there was 120 seconds, and in the, and it took the amount of time I had left, which I guess was... What happened to the... I don't know what just happened to the brightness there. I think it went down a little. I don't think it's going up again. Anyway, I'm doing a lot of techniques that were not really explained yet in the game. Mostly, you will see the backflip there. Really more of a side flip, like in Mario 64, where you go in one direction, and then just quickly switch to the next direction, or the opposite direction in this case. When you have the key, just like in Donkey Kong 94, your movement is a little limited. There's not really much you can do other than jumping, throwing the key, and, you know, obviously moving around. Anyway, basically, if you're trying to get the high score, the main thing you need to worry about is getting all 3 presents and getting to the end of the level as quickly as possible. Killing a bunch of enemies are not really necessary. Not really necessary. I'm not an expert at what you can get away with, how much you can kill or not. But in general, that's really all you have to worry about. Now, at the end of every level, if you get all 3 presents, just like in Mario vs. Donkey Kong, or... Why do I keep confusing the 2 titles of the game? In Donkey Kong 94, just like then, if you collected all 3 Pauline's items, whatever you want to call those, you get a minigame, and you get extra lives in there, and it can be really helpful, obviously, you know, extra lives. By the way, that trash can did have eyes, and it was walking around. Just gotta worry about this spark here. And I think that the minigame is based on whether the clock has an even or odd amount of seconds. In fact, let me try. There's an odd amount. Alright, let's find out what it is. Alright, we got the swap minigame. Now I'm just soft resetting because I don't need lives. There's usually not much of a penalty for getting a game over. It's only in very specific levels where that could be a problem. You can always just farm for lives at some point. It's not really a big deal. If you suck at the game, then maybe it might be a bigger deal than I'm letting it on to be, but for the most part, I'm not gonna have any trouble with this. You could just use this as a guide to getting all the stars. You know, I haven't, like, seen a lot of videos of this game on YouTube. I tried looking up a speedrun, and I can only, like, find one, and it was only up to the, I guess I'm gonna put in quotes, the final boss, which it's not really the final boss, but it's the end of the main game. And I have seen a few, like, blind playthroughs of this game, and I'm sure there are a few, like, non-blind playthroughs, but I don't know, I really think that, especially with the release of this game on the 3DS, how much time did I have left? I didn't pay attention. Okay, well that's an even amount on the timer. Let's see what it ends up being. Yeah, stop arrow, okay. Alright, that's just a 1-up. That's all there is to the two minigames. I think it is based on the even or odd amount of seconds left on the timer. You know, I'd say that if I were to speedrun a game, this probably would be it. You know, I have a Twitch account, but I don't really use it that much, just for commenting on videos, for following some people. It's not really as active as I'd want it to be, but I wouldn't know when to stream or what to stream, but, you know, thinking about it more and more, this is the game that I'd want to stream. Anyway, what you could do is press down and A, and you'll do a handstand, just like you saw, and I'll show it in the second part of this level in a sec. See right there. Now, just like in Donkey Kong 94, those mechanics are the same. They can protect you from falling objects. Not all falling objects, but some of them. You could press A again to do a double jump and then a triple jump. Anyway. The fastest way to do it is just to soft reset on the minigames. Because, you know, you have to watch through getting the 1-ups, and if it's the swapping the presents minigame, then that can take especially a long time with Donkey Kong's, like, squishing the presents. Anyway, these mini Mario stages are MM for short on the minimap. They require you to get all 3 of the toy letters and get as many mini Marios to jump in this box as possible after you've gotten all 3 letters. However many jump into the box is based on your score at the end of the level, and it's also based on the boss against Donkey Kong in the following level. Now, what you could do is, after you've beaten this boss, you could just re-enter the boss to try to get maybe the, why didn't I press B? Anyway, you only start with 4 lives if you just go directly to the level after you've beaten it. So it's best to do the mini Mario stages first if you're trying, I mean, it's actually pretty much required. I think it is required, actually, to get the highest score. Now, obviously, you can see what he's doing here is, flipping some switches, changing, the platforms here. Oh, that sucks. Anyway, I think that's a star. And if you get all 6 lives still intact, then you get an extra 5,000 bonus. You get a cool little picture here showing that you won, and smashing Donkey Kong upside the back with a trash can here. And of course, being the nice guy Mario is, he lets Donkey Kong escape. You know, you don't want to make it too easy for yourself. And just like that, we're starting World 2. Only 15 minutes. Quite a feat. I don't know if I'm going to cut these in post, or if I'm going to just stop here after every world. I think I'm going to keep going.